Everything to know about UK dependent visa policy and how it affects Nigerians. The British government has banned foreign students, including Nigerians, from bringing family members to the country. Why Nigeria? The number of Nigerian students seeking greener pastures overseas in search of better education and quality of life is increasing. Between 2015 to the end of 2022, a total number of 128,770 Nigerian students enrolled in UK universities. In 2022 alone, 59,053 Nigerian students brought over 60,823 relatives to the UK. How does this policy affect Nigerian students? Nigerian students can't bring family members with them starting from January 2024. Students will be stopped from switching from the student visa route to a work visa until completion of studies. UK will review the required funds students must have to demonstrate they can look after themselves and their dependents. The ban will affect all master's students and some other postgraduates, but it will not apply to PhD students. Here are reactions from some Nigerians.
You see, imagine a situation where a problem erupts in a country, like a war and all that, and then citizens have to hurriedly leave the country and seek refuge in other countries. Are you following? Usually these other countries will feel concerned because they don't want to be overwhelmed with refugees and stuff like that. Are you following? And we know it's been happening in places where such countries then take steps, maybe to try to restrict the influx of refugees because of the problem, the socioeconomic problems that will have on their economy. Are you following? I know that there's no war situation in Nigeria, that is, but you can see that there's also this flock of Nigerians out of the country. We can't blame them. We know the reasons. The financial situation is not only bad, but it's getting worse. And people are utilizing whatever opportunity they can to go away. So if students are admitted to the US and then they want their parents or their entire family to join them, it's understandable. That's part of the exodus. But you see, I have always mentioned that when you look at the size of Britain, the entire United Kingdom, it's, for God's sake, it's just an island. And so if there is a lot of influx into the place, that's much likely to have an effect. Are you following? And then you can't blame them if they are putting measures in place to check such an influx. Admitting foreign students is one thing. Are you following? But then if each foreign student who comes now brings over his entire family, you can't blame Britain. You can't expect Britain to just sit back and accept a situation like that. Do you understand? And so when we see things from their point of view, there's always a tendency to see things from your own point of view. If Nigeria is so bad, why are they not letting Nigerians come over? But what about from their own point of view? They have their own economic problems, social problems, and all that. Are you following? And I therefore don't really blame them. In terms of if you now want an interpersonal, international relationship that will be good to everybody, you protest and say, oh, if Nigerians want to come to Britain, why don't you allow them? But also see things from their own perspective. Are you following? That is the way I see it. You get the point. Of course, there will be a lot of dimensions and implications, and those who are into international relations or political science, may have other views to express. But that's basically the way I see it.
So everything, there's always a good side and a bad side. I really can't blame the UK government because most Nigerians are taking advantage of their visas and status as students abroad. Like, for instance, now you see a lot of students bringing multiple family members, both nuclear and extended. But on the downside, I really wouldn't blame them, because if the education sector in Nigeria was working amidst other sectors, it wouldn't be like that. I mean, if your country is working, why would you want to move half your family abroad because you are a student? And it's also not convenient for them, but they have to do because the chances of a better life there. Like I said, there is downside and upsides to every situation.
When it comes to my own opinion, it depends on two things. At first, it's something that will be like small talk. I'm like, okay, it's not really, and I use the word not good in the sense that there are some people who actually train their kids, just for like taking after the family. You understand? Because at the end of the day, they feel like when the person makes it there, it will help the younger ones. You understand? And from there, some people feel that most times people feel like when you get over there from greener pastures because they feel like life over there is affordable. Unlike here in Nigeria where they have high cost of living and the likes. So in my own opinion, I feel like it's actually not. I don't buy the idea of them restricting, probably their family members or friends, coming over there because some of them might just want to like this opportunity to help themselves and looking at the level of their education, talking about the kind of experience, lecturers, teachers, and the likes. Like here in Nigeria, like the basis of the theoretical aspect compared to the UK, the basis of the practical aspect. So that's why you see most Nigerian students, for instance, medical students, they end up going there because they know that their level of education and also standard of living, you understand, it's actually one of the major things that one because of.
My take on the restriction is it's quite simple. I feel if it's our own land here and our, let's say, privileges are being abused, I mean, we should put few restrictions on it in order to like control how people use it and all. If they're restricting Nigerian students from bringing families abroad, well, I feel they are justified to if we've abused it. I mean, it's their country, so. But however, they should, if possible, formulate a policy or a system whereby they can put that in check. Maybe not more than one family member or so. I mean, something that can be done. So if it's possible, they should probably figure something out. But at the same time, that's justified to restrict Nigerian students who want to, take masters. That's justified to like restrict them.
UK is not my country. UK is not where I come from. I'm an indigenous of Owerri. As an Owerri man, I have the rights to life, rights to freedom. I have land. I have generations that have left things for me. I have farms. I have food. I have water. I have wealth. Nigerians have wealth. We just don't know what to do with our wealth. We don't know how to utilize our own natural resources. We are selling it off to these people. Okay, they are the ones that have the brain, right? They are the ones that know what to do with it. Since they want to restrict us and stuff like that, the UK is not the only country. They are not like the most powerful country in the world. Last, okay, now let's switch the style. Go there and learn from them. Take what they have, bring it up here and transform Nigeria into the next superpower. Instead of we looking for how they could be like the white man. Don't be like the white man. Look at the color of my skin, it's black. I don't want to be like anybody else. I love myself the way I am. UK can keep their restrictions on. Then they should watch what we're going to become. If they don't come back here to come and try another scramble for Africa, if they would actually succeed in that kind of shit again.